Hey, hello everyone, I'm Chris, and in this video, I'm gonna be bitching about me getting old. Well, it's not really gonna be bitching, it's more gonna be of a conversation and something I wanna share with you nice people and share my thoughts and opinions about life and how things go. And this is something that started bothering me a lot in life. So, oh shit, my right leg really hurts. Oh damn, man. I went for a run outside maybe like an hour and a half ago, and I ran quite a lot, actually. I've been running for like an hour and a half at least, non-stop almost. And I combined running with some push-ups and stuff. I went for a bit of a training. And then I came to realize that I got fucking old, dude. That's it. I just got old. So, like, that's something that started bothering me a lot recently. When I was a teenager, like 16, 17, even before, I started doing parkour when I was 11 years old, and I was doing it till my late 20s, until a few years back. And here I'll put a video of what I was capable of doing back in those days. Yeah, I could have jumped off the roof and land on another roof, make a roll, I was fast, I was agile, nothing hurt me, everything was fine. If I tried this shit now, I'd probably fucking die, bro. Jeez, like, fucking hell, where did the years go? And I never thought I'm going to say this, but when I was a teenager, I would look at people like in 30s, 40s, and I'd think like, oh man, look at these boomers, they're old, they're so cringy, bitching about everything, complaining non-stop, how their back hurts them, how they got no time for anything, blah blah blah. And I swore I will never be like these people, I'll figure everything out, everything's gonna be fine, I'm gonna be always in the shape. And I still am very much in shape. So I've been doing parkour for like over 10 years actively. And I was always a sports guy, sportishly oriented. I never did any drugs in my life. I never tried out any drugs besides weed when I was, a teenager. I couldn't smoke weed, come on. And I'm not proud of that. So, yeah, I don't drink alcohol for the last, 3-4 years. I haven't drank a single drop of alcohol for like last 2.5-3 years, something like that. So, yeah, I've always been oriented towards sport and healthy life and all that. But I realized, like, as the life is passing and as I grew up, responsibilities catched up with me, and now I'm an adult. I have bills to pay. I got all these troubles in my life that found me, and there is like so much things going on in my life, and here is a picture of me when I was like a teenager. Look how much hair I had back then. Look at me now. Like, where's the hair, bro? Like, it fell out. It literally fell out. My hair can never grow like that again, It was so bulky. Now, you can literally see like my head through my hair. Just like, fucking hell, what stress and life did to me. And then, that's just the point where you gotta sit down and just admit it, that you got old, and, it's part of life. We're all going to die one day. So, time is something you can't stop. Aging, something you can't stop. It's just how it is, and you got one life and you gotta make the best out of it, and just live it the way you want, I guess. There's no really specific rule what a life should be about or like what you should do. But like, this started bothering me a lot recently. Like, I can't make my peace with not being able to do things I was able to do before. Like I've said, I went for a run today, and my right knee, after I ran for some time, it started to hurt, and this is something that I've noticed happening after I was getting out of the bed that I'm sitting on right now. I was getting off the couch, and actually I was sleeping. I woke up one day, and I simply just wanted to get out of the bed, and I fell on the ground and twisted my right knee like this, just almost made a 360, and I fell on the ground, and that hurt like hell, and something happened inside my knee. I don't know what it was, but I injured it, and that was like 2-3 years ago. 3? Yeah, I think it's been 3 years, since that happened. And now every time I go for a run or something, after some time, after I run for a longer distances, the like knee starts to hurt from inside, and it's not like a little of a pain or like a moderate pain that I can endure. It starts to hurt to the point where I can't even put my weight on the right knee. And funny part is, I never went to the doctor to check it out. After I twisted my knee getting out of the bed, I forgot to mention the reason why I twisted it is because I lost the feeling in my entire right leg. I just got up. I just woke up and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stand up. As soon as I did, I couldn't feel my right leg at all. I twisted it, and there was just this sharp fucking pain. I was like, what the fuck was that? That never happened to me before. It just randomly happened one morning. And I was in a pain for like few months, actually, since the injury. It didn't stop hurting me for like 3-4 months, bro. It took almost half a year. And then, pain kind of went away over time. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. My knee has healed. And then I go outside and I tried running once before, and fuck, that shit just started to hurt. I was like, what is going on, bro? I can't run anymore. So that's the physical part, My back also started to hurt a lot. I have scoliosis. And I realized, like, on my shoes, like, my shoes are, like, worn off at, back part on the left side. like right side is fine, but like back left side of the shoe is like missing. And I know I have one shoulder taller than the other because my spine's bended. And that's because, I've been doing physically hard work jobs my entire life. And right now I am doing one as well. So it's something I never talked about on my channel, but I finally got a job with a permanent contract. I've been working for this company now for like almost half a year. I'm a truck driver now, which is my profession. I actually finished the school for a truck driver. I'm a professional truck driver of a C and C1 category with like code 95 and all that. All these papers that you need in European Union to be a driver. And my job is to deliver a propane tanks on gas stations. So I get truck filled with propane tanks. I'm the one who unloads them off the truck, loads them up, and then goes on the delivery where I unload them again. And as I unload them, I have to put the empty ones back on the truck. Truck capacity is approximately 410, 416 bottles. So one full bottle is around 22 kilograms. I carry two at the same time, one in left hand, one in right hand. And I carry, 44 kilograms in my hands. And then I bring the empty ones back. The empty one is around 10, 12 kilograms. So I carry back again 20, 22 kilograms and load it back on the truck. So in one day, sometimes I carry over 1,800 bottles, sometimes 2,000, depends how the shift works out. If I come back sooner, then I have to load the truck for the next day. But the good side is I work only 3 days a week, which turns out like 12, 13 days a month. So I don't do that every day. Otherwise, I don't know, would I be able to do it? And I can say that physically, this is the most demanding job I've ever done in my entire life. Like physically, it is fucking hardcore. It doesn't matter if it's raining outside, if it's hot, you gotta do that, And that's just how it is. I'm not complaining. They pay me very well. I have the largest salary I ever had in my entire life. I live very well. I make a good living out of that job, and I'm happy. And it's fine. It's okay. It's my profession. I like driving. It's not bad. But that physical part is nasty. And a lot of people tells me, like, as you get older, you will feel the consequences of that work, and that's something people been telling me when I was younger. So I started to work when I was 18. When I turned 18, I immediately got a job. My parents told me, find a job or get the fuck out of the house. So I was fighting a lot of battles with that as well. And I was mostly doing hard physical jobs. I switched over 13, 14 companies since I was 18. And I really did all kinds of stuff. I was a bartender, receptionist, a delivery guy in a post office. I was warehouse worker in a few different companies. I was working in a car factory. I was working in the production part, and then later I worked at the melting part, where you melt the aluminum in the furnace at the 800 degrees Celsius in the middle of the summer, and I was cleaning these furnaces and all that. I cannot explain how hot that is. It's just it's so hardcore that some people came there, tried to do the work, and they collapsed. I never collapsed. I drank a lot of water. I was fine. I was able to do that job perfectly fine. But I heard stories from my colleagues that some people came there, tried to do that work, and from the temperature they just collapsed. They couldn't do it. So I was a melter, you know. I was melting aluminum. So they would pour later that liquid aluminum into these shaped thingies, and then they would make a car part out of it. So yeah, I did a lot of freaking shit in my life, and you know, I just got old, you know. Now my back hurts, my neck hurts, my shoulders hurt. Like, I feel like if I would get a proper massage right now, I'd just fall asleep immediately, bro. Like, literally, there is no body part that doesn't hurt me. I am completely fucked. And sometimes I just sit and think about that, and it just makes me so depressive. Because I never been in a position in my life where I couldn't jump or run or, you know, do something physically with my body. I was never not able to do something I wanted to do. Whatever I wanted to do, I could do. And now, I can't. And it kind of makes me sad and pissed off in the same time. Like, I'm like, how could I allow myself something like this? You know, and then I started Googling a little bit, you know, do other people have the same issues? And I found a bunch of people with the same problems. And, you know, I was talking to other people and they told me, bro, welcome to 30s. I was like, no, but I'm not 30 yet. I'm almost 26. I'll be 26 soon. I'm like, fucking hell, bro. Is this like what life is after 30? Like, I'm scared. I'm not ready for this. I'm like, fucking hell. But it does make me sad, you know, to think how life, you know, just kind of beats you. No matter how hard you try to like keep yourself in shape, you know, stress and, you know, all that just impacts you, and it's just part of life, man. It's like nothing to be ashamed of. So if there's anyone out there who feels the same, has the same issues, it's, your age is like something you shouldn't be ashamed of or whatever. You know, we all have different lives, we all got the different cards to play with. It's not same for everyone. I'm 26 and I'm feeling like I'm 40, so it's not something maybe nice to hear. For some people, it's pretty sad. In my opinion, I don't know. At least I got experience. At least I'm wiser. At least, you know, I've been through shit. And, you know, I'm not gonna cry like a little bitch when problems arrive in life and, you know, just give up. That's for sure. So I really became that stone hard, like steel kind of guy, forged in fire. That's how I feel about myself, you know. And I'm very well aware that even harder days are gonna come in my life, and that even bigger challenges await. Both of my parents are still alive. One day they're gonna die. I have to bury them. You know, right now, I still got them somehow. So if anything kind of happens in my life, you know, I still know that there is going to be someone to back me up a little bit at least, even though I am completely doing everything by myself right now. You know, I pay bills alone, I clean my house alone, I prepare myself food, wash my clothes. I literally do everything by myself. And when people arrive to my apartment, my place, they often say, wow, how is everything so clean? Like, this is like, you're more like organized and like everything's so clean, it's better than some girls. That's what people tell me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I start laughing at these people. I'm like, are you really that retarded not to clean after yourself? Like, geez, dude, like if you don't know how a washing machine works, like whatever, and like, dude, what the fuck? So I'm completely independent, I'd say. You know, I don't know what else is there that I don't do by myself. Let me think. Is there anything I need someone else for? No, literally not. I pay bills, like I said. I pay for my food, for my clothes, everything I got. You know, like I pay for myself. So I guess like that's the part of getting old and like it's part of adulthood, and I think that's how things should be. And all I'm gonna say is that I am proud of it, but damn, it's fucking hard to do that all by yourself, you know. And now I'm slowly starting to understand all these people who start to panic if they don't get married, if they don't create a family, they're gonna remain alone all the time. And now, can't believe I'm going to say this, but I kind of start to feel the same, you know. Like I've said, when I was a teenager and I looked like at these 30, 40-year-old people, they were like, oh, complaining about something all the time. I was like, what the fuck are they bitching about? Like, and now I'm coming to that age and now I am exactly like them. And that's what kind of scares me, bro. Like, shit. I realize now, like, what life is. So, yeah, that's just the physical part. Recently, I've been outside and, I met this girl and we were joking about something. And she like grabbed my hand and she was like, hey, let's run with me. And she started running. She's 20. And I'm like, bitch, I can't even walk. She was like way ahead of me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's not that I physically couldn't run or like catch up with her. It's just rather that I didn't have energy. I just didn't want it to. I had no energy. And now that's the second psychological part of getting old that I'm bothered with. I'm starting to realize that I have less and less energy for certain people and certain things. Very loud noises start to like bother me. I want peace and quiet, and the minor things start to like provoke me and like they start to bother me, and I'm like feeling that that's not how it's supposed to be. I'm only 26, there's plenty of people telling me, well, you can still go out and party and do all these things, you should chase girls, and like fuck around and do all that. And I'm like, bro, I literally have minimal interest into that. I do go outside occasionally here and there with some of my friends, but much, much rarely than I did a few years back or when I was a teenager. I simply don't have energy for like parties and huge groups of people and all that. I've always been introverted kind of guy, and now that like it's so pointless. I go out in a club and like I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? I mean, it's fun until I have friends, but they also get very tired. Like I started to notice one thing. Before I would like, when I was a teenager, I would go out and I would party until, I don't know, like 2, 3, 4 a.m. like in the morning, and I was so energized, full of energy, I would talk to people, I would approach people, I was more communicative and all that. And now, as the life beat the shit out of me, and the stress and all these things that happened to me in my life, everything I've been through, I look at the watch and it's like 11 o'clock or maybe midnight, and I'm already yawning, bro. I'm like outside drinking water with lemon taste. Like I've said, I don't drink alcohol. I always drink sparkling lemon water, raw McQuiller, by the way. And this is not a paid ad. Anyway, I drink that. I'm like, I wanna go to sleep. Here you go. I'm yawning right now. I got no energy. I'm like, what's fun about standing in a club and just, observing some host that I got zero interest in? My friends go like, well, you live alone, why not bring some chicks home, have sex, all that. Like, I'm like, bro, no. Like, bro, no. Like, I got no fucking energy for that, like, anymore. Like, nah. And sometimes, I feel like my friends, all my friends are like, better friends are like either slightly younger than me or like past 30s. They all got like look at me sometimes and they're like, they understand me, but in the same time, sometimes they're like, well, we're older than you and we got more energy. And sometimes I'm like, well, yeah, you're probably right. And I kind of realize, now these things started to bother me. They never bothered me before. I never gave a fuck. But now I'm realizing how much of my life is, passing, and, time, in my opinion, is the most valuable resource in a human life. It's the, only thing you can get back. Like, if you lose money, you can always make more money. Fuck money. Money is, the least important resource in a human life. I mean, it's not unimportant. You can't live without it because modern society is just the way it is. But, money can always be made. Like, if you lose money, you can get it back. But if you lose your time, you can never get it back. And, if you lose your health, well, you can get that partially back. So, there is this old quote, when you lose your money, you lose nothing. When you lose your health, you lose something. And when you lose your time and character, you lose everything. And that's really how it is. It's truly like that. So, I don't know. Let me down below in the comments, guys, do you feel the same? Am I crazy? Is something wrong with me? Should I get maybe medical help with my physical state or mental state or how I feel? Everything is just so fucking I don't know. Everything feels so worn off and just uninteresting to me in my life, I look at all these activities other people do and I'm like, you call that fun? Is this what you do for fun? You go out and party and, try to get hoes into bed and I mean, I guess it's fine for some people, but to do that constantly, I don't see the point of that. They're so focused on these things or those stupid things, I think life is much more than that. So, I don't know, man, I got old. And I will get older. And that scares me. Not gonna lie. It does scare me.